Hi Stampers, and welcome to November's mystery class. Well, I hope you're really going to enjoy this. Some projects are quite simple and some are, they're not hard, they just take a little bit more thinking. So what I've posted it around is the frosted gingerbread stamp set and dies, but if you haven't got them, that's okay, because you've got the DSP that you can do a lot of cutting around the images like this tree. So this is our first card. I thought I'd start you off very simple, and you can choose whatever DSP that you want out of your pack. So in your pack of DSP, I haven't cut any of the DSP, you're going to be doing that, but I've cut all the other shapes for you. So I'll just go through what you'll get in your kit for the first card. So I'll just put this aside. So I will have cut out the circles for you in your Real Red and Early Espresso. You will decide which DSP you want. I'll have the square cut out for you. I'm going to use this cinnamon side, and all this little white is just showing you what you can do with your icing on your biscuits. I've cut out the Christmas tree. You'll have thick white base, and you'll have an insert and an envelope as well. So I'll put these aside. Now I'm just going to show you these dies actually. These dies, there's lots of intricate ones. You get a lot out of this die. So you'll get these cut around exactly the shapes in the DSP. I'll just sort of grab some out for you. So you can see here I've cut out these. So this is the bell-shaped one that fits perfectly over your bell. But you can cut them out with hand as well. And you've got little pinwheels, these gorgeous little ones that I have used heaps and heaps. I'll just get some scrap paper here. No, it's not big enough. I'll just find, I've used lots of my paper that you can actually just, just getting some scrap for you that fit perfectly over these little circles, and I've cut lots and lots of these out that we're going to be using today. So that's another great little one. The ones like for the icing that you can, if you're making a cookie or whatever, you can cut that out to fine little intricate icing. You could cut that in whatever colour icing cardstock you want. So it is a great little set. Okay, we'll get started. Put all this aside. I'll need a couple of those so I don't want them too far away. Bring in our trimmer, and we are just going, this is thick cardstock, so it is advisable to score the thick cardstock. So for half of 5 3/4, girls. It's not 5 3/4, it is 4 1/8. Sorry. So we're just going to score that straight down the centre. So it's 5 3/4 by 8 1/4, and we're just going to score straight down. So you need to score really to get that crisp edging, because the thick cardstock is a nice thick butt for a base of a card. So we're just going to burnish that. Now really this has got no stamping. I've cheated and put Merry Christmas on this, but you can just stamp from whatever set you have. So all this card is from your cutouts, and that one's not open, from your cutouts, and you're just going to layer it up. So how simple is this one? I'm starting you off nice and easy, but it's nice to have a simple card every now and then. You could do this for all your Christmas cards this year, and how quick and easy would that be? Now I'm going to get our circle cutouts, and I'm just going to layer them on top. I'm not using dimensionals yet, just layering the 2 circles on top. This is from our layering circles dies. And then I am going to put it up on dimensionals. I could probably find my bigger ones. Just take all those off. And you're just going to centre that. Then your tree that you've cut out of your designer series paper pack, I'm going to dimensional it up. So there's all different trees, so you can choose whichever tree you want. There's no right or wrong. Just get all those little bits off. And you just want to make enough room for your ribbon down the bottom, so I'm just going to put it up a fraction. You'll also get your bow, and if you're lucky enough I will have tied them. So this gorgeous ribbon's in the suite of this. You can buy it separately if you want. I use glue dots to stick my ribbon on. I just find it sticks a lot better. Just put that down the bottom here. So I'm just going to put that aside for the minute. Put it up there. Clear this. Now for our insert, I thought you can decorate it however you like, but I thought I just might add a bit of this lovely lacy one down the side here. I'm just going to ink up. I'll just show you this one. I've put it top and bottom, but this time I thought I might just go down the side. I'm using Early Espresso. So I'm just going to turn my paper on its side and just go right down the side. That looks pretty nice. Not sure whether I've got any. Yes, I've got an envelope here, and I'm just going to do the same to the envelope. I'm not sure whether it'll fit across. It won't. I'll ink up. So I might put it down this side of the envelope. So the stamp goes on the opposite side, and if you like, you could do a bit across the back. I might just do a little bit. Across the back. I'm just going to centre it. It's not quite inked up. Or you could bring it down to the flap. Might do that. Oops, you're not going to do that. I could probably play with that, but just not good, but okay, so that's your envelope. See, so don't worry about little mistakes when you make them. You can just, it's a handmade card. So all I'm going to do now, you could stamp the embellishment straight onto your card if you like, but I'm not good at getting it straight all the time, so I just find it safer to stamp onto a small piece of paper and then add it. And all I'm going to do is snip it off. I'm not even going to get my trimmer. Just snip that off. I'm going to adhere, wrong one. Adhere our artwork onto the front. centre that. Use a few dimensionals to pop up. The sentiment. And to the insert. I'm just going to burnish this down a little bit because of the thick, nice cardstock. So how simple is that little card? And if you like to add a few embellishments, that's fine. If I can find mine here somewhere. Look at these gorgeous little red ones. I'm just going to add one on to the side. So that's your first card, girls. How simple and easy was that? Okay, we'll be back in a minute with the next one. Won't be long. Okay, ladies, with your second one, this is our gorgeous little bay window card. So you can see that it's just like a little bay window from up the top. And you just slip it out and opens like that. Very, well, I think it looks quite neat, but very simple. So this is the colour that you'll be making, and I'm just going to make it in a different colour just to show you the versatility of the papers. So I'll just put that aside and bring in my trimmer. So you will get all the instructions as per usual. So I'm just going to put them aside because I'm really going to read down those just to make sure I get everything right. So in your kit, I will have cut out the circles for you. These are just lots of the little bits I've cut out. You will have the circles in your kit. You will have your cardstock. You're going to cut the DSP here. You will have your ribbon. You'll have your base cut. And I'm just, with this piece, I'm just going to show you how you're going to cut the DSP. I've chosen a couple of different ones and I didn't want to use the other side, so I cut mine out separately, but I'm going to show you how you cut out this one because this side's nice on both sides, so I'll just show you with that. So I'll put that aside for the minute. Put all these little bits. That bit was just to show you about the dies from before, and you'll get also this little little tab as well in your kit. So your piece of cardstock, this is this cinnamon cider again. I need to put out my arm in my limited space here. And this piece of cardstock is 4 1/8 by 11 inches. So it's like a half a piece of your DSP, but you need to cut it down to 11 inches. So what I've found when we're going to score the first one at 3/8. So I just find it's easier to do it on this side because this is 1, 2, 3/8 here. So we're using our light grey blade, keep the dark one up the top, and we're going to score at 3/8. But then we're going to flip it all the way around. So flip your paper around and have your score line to your left now. Then we're going to score at 1 7/8, and I'm just reading off the instructions just like you. So 1 7/8, then slip it along to 3 5/8 and score. Then along to 5 1/8. And then 5 1/2 and score. So I'll just take that out of the paper, Okay, so what we're going to do now is just fold in half and burnish. So now with all our other score marks on this way, what we're going to do is fold them both ways, and that will just allow them to move it a little bit easier. So if you just go along and fold them both ways. And then the next one. And turn it back the other way. A little bit at the end. Okay, so now you've got a piece of cardstock if you fold it in half, and then you've got your first little fold here all the way through. So when you actually do this, you can see where your bay window is going to come from. But what we're going to do first is put it down, fold it in half, and this tiny little bit here, we're going to add some glue. Don't get it too spread out, so I'm just going to add it down the middle. And you're just going to fold that little bit over. And we're just going to hold it a minute because we want that to stick down. So just hold it a minute to stick it down. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how to cut your designer series paper. So you need one piece of designer. This is if you're going to just flip it over and use the both sides. So you need one piece of designer series paper, 6 inches by 4 1/8. So if you've got a diagonal or a picture way, just make sure you've got it the right way when you want to cut it. So I'm going to cut this at 4 1/8 and cut. So then we're going to cut our first piece. Now I'm just going to read down here, I don't want you to get it wrong. Our first piece is at 1 1/4 inches. So we're going to cut our first piece at 1 1/4. And if you're not sure or that you can't keep them in order, just put a little number 1 on it. But I'm just going to place it over here to my left. I should be right. Your next piece is at 1 1/2. So that's piece number 2. Your next piece is 1 1/4. So that's number 3. And your last piece is 2 inches. So I'll bring these back in order and bring in my card. So what I'm going to do with this one is just flip this over. So I'm going to put my first number 1 piece here. I can't pick it up. Number 2 here. Number 3 here. And this piece goes on the inside. And then with your bit of white cardstock as well, it goes on the inside as well. So we're going to adhere those pieces. Doesn't matter what order you adhere them in, or you might want to just use up a whole heap of different scraps. You might want to cut different sizes as well. So just centre it between your score lines and it goes from top to bottom. There's no space at the top or the bottom. And you can use your favourite adhesives just add this to the center. And the last one. And we're going to flip it open. And we're going to add the largest piece. And it sits right in here. It's exactly the same size as the cardstock. Now this little piece goes in here. So I was going to stick it in, but I thought I better practice what I preach and stamp first. So I'm just going to get Wishing You a Merry Christmas out of here. And here's the old olive. I'm going to use old olive. And hopefully I can get it straight. And I'm also going to use the little stars out of the stamp set. And I'm going to use real red. And I'm just going to put a couple like so. That will do. Just clean that off because I'm going to need that, and red seems to run everywhere. So now I'm going to adhere that flat in the card. So that's that one. Now this is the one I was going to actually do this, but I'll just show you the different colourways that you could have done. I'd cut this to show you a different colourway, but that's okay. So you could do that as well. Totally up to you what you would like to do. I'll just take this away, continue on with this. So now we're going to need our little die cut here, and this is how we're going to stand it. So all you're going to do is stand it up, and when you feel that you get a reasonable even shaped bay window card, you're going to put your card down flat like this, and this is what you're going to add this to the side. So you want to add some dimensionals just to one side. I reckon I could probably fit 4 little ones. So have that ready, take all your little bits off. Now we'll go through that again. So we'll just put it to the side. That looks about even. I'm just going to hold that there, hold it flat. So long as I don't get my dimensionals on this little brown piece, I'm just going to add it. I don't want to go too far, just to that score line. You can see it's just up to the score line. Now better bend it a little bit. and it just sits nicely in there. So now we're going to decorate. So we'll bring out our circles. So that's a card base, very easy, very simple. Now you can do whatever you like on the front of this. I'm going to use peppermint kisses. I'll just show you on here. Sending you peppermint kisses. And I'm just going to go to one side and hopefully I can get it straight. Probably doesn't really matter on a circle at this point. So then you can cut out in your designer series paper lots of these little circles, or you can stamp. If you've got the stamp, you can stamp directly on here. I'll just bring this one back in. I've stamped directly on here, but a lot of you mightn't have it, so I just thought I've stamped them and cut these ones out as well, but I thought soon some of you won't have it. I'll just cut some out like you guys and just stick them on up here. Just use dimensionals. Simple as that. Onto your circle. Now we're going to put this card down flat again, and we're going to stick. So all we want to do is enough adhesive on the center strip here. We don't want it to, because we want it to be able to sit up. So a couple of times I've done this and I've had my writing crooked, or this way or that way. So it's up to you, girls. So what is a good idea, I've decided, is to get your pencil. You can soon mark it off and just mark the top and the bottom of your circle, just underneath. And you can actually put the glue straight onto your card. I'm just not going to go too wide. And then just center it, keeping your sentiment straight. Because I kept thinking I had it straight, and I'd turn it over and it'd be crooked. So you just need to give that a little bit of time. So now we're also just going to add a ribbon. Find our glue dots again. This gorgeous ruffled ribbon. And now we're just going to do the same on this little tab here. We're just going to add some little circles. So this time I'll use the ones I've stamped. First one I'm just going to put on here flat. And the next couple I'll just dimension up. I can hear the rain outside. I'm not sure whether you can hear that through the video. So how about that, girls? And it fits in to a normal envelope. So when you're finished, you might need to give them instructions in your card to how to open it. So you'll just, and how that lovely little bit sits up. So how easy was that one? I hope you liked it. I'll bring in the other red one, because you'll probably get red or old olive. Okay, I'll be back with the next couple in a moment. Bye.